Hello my friends, it's great to see you again. I'd like to welcome all of you to our webcast. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Frank Lucas. I'm president of NewPro and co-author of Creating Radiant Health. First of all, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you who called and sent notes about our book, Creating Radiant Health. I'm glad you liked it, and I appreciate knowing how much it has changed your life. Okay, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a natural health consultant with more than 20 years experience in holistic health and healing. Earlier, I asked you if you could imagine a world where you no longer had to wonder how you will feel when you wake up the next day. Well, in the following series of 3 videos, I will help guide you into this new world, where knowledge and understanding will take the place of declining health, medications, and worry. A world that's filled with radiant health. In today's now world, we must be careful not to ignore the importance of true health. There isn't a shortage of people who are willing to tell you what to do about your health. There's all sorts of medical and natural treatments that promise quick fixes. There are long-term wars and all sorts of maladies: obesity, cancer, diabetes, stroke, heart disease, and more. There are telethons to help fund research to find a cure. There are gigantic companies producing drugs and diagnostic devices to detect and combat disease. There's doctors who are willing, ready, and able to use all of these things at a price, both financial and personal. All the while, the health insurance companies or government are becoming less willing to foot the bill. No one really thinks they're going to be sick until they are. Then they pull out all the stops. Well, the fact is, today, the general well-being of people is not so good, and it's getting worse. Conditions and symptoms of declining health are being managed with drugs, and it's at an all-time high. Modern medicine enjoyed some early successes at the turn of the century. Attention to sanitation made food and water safer, and surgery less risky. The discovery and commercialization of antibiotics revolutionized the treatment of bacterial infection, one of the maladies that ravaged civilization since the beginning of time. Building on that success, it made sense to search for another pill or injection to treat viral infections. Vaccines, though controversial, fit the model, and they soon became the treatment of choice for another group of illnesses that's ravaged civilization. The model for modern medicine: diagnose, treat with drugs, or perform surgery, became the established treatment of choice for the issues of infection and injury. However, today's new maladies are neither one. They are conditions that need to be managed with drugs instead of being cured. In many cases, the effect of the treatment requires more drugs to address the complications from side effects. The model for new medicine may have reached a point of diminishing returns because it's too good at what it can do and not very good at what it can't do. This entire predicament was played out in the 1890s. Louis Pasteur, who is the father of modern medicine, and Antoine Béchamp, a French biologist and rival of Pasteur, announced different theories of disease. Pasteur, aided by the newly invented microscope, could see microbes. He concluded that these visible, vulnerable microbes were the source of disease, and they could be killed once they were identified. Béchamp could only speculate that changes within the body that he called the internal terrain started a cascade of events that led to poor health and death. He took it a step further and he identified a tiny microbe that he called a microzyme that, due to changes in the internal condition of the body, he felt was responsible for internal decay, sickness, and death. Other scientists at the time could see what Pasteur saw, but they couldn't see Béchamp's microzyme through those primitive microscopes of the time. As one would expect, Béchamp's theory lost out. Pasteur's theory of germ disease was widely accepted, and he became the father of medicine. Béchamp found obscurity for all but a few people. It's interesting to note that there are numerous reports that Pasteur, on his deathbed, embraced Béchamp's theory and said, Béchamp's right, the internal terrain is everything. But I digress. Today, we know both theories are correct. There are indeed microbes that attack the body from the outside, and the condition of the inside of the body contributes to declining health and death. It's time to update the medical model to include internal terrain. There are three ways to address health. Sick care is one, and it's where you react to an injury or infection with drug or surgery. There's managed care, is where you react to a diagnosis by masking the symptoms of declining health or decay with drugs or surgery. And there's health care. It's where you promote health from the inside out. For some people, modern medicine is a disappointment. Perhaps people expect the past successes with sanitation, antibiotics and vaccines, or surgery to be repeated in circumstances that are beyond the capacities of modern medicine. Perhaps it is time to expand the modern medical model. So write this down. It's easier to stay healthy than it is to get healthy. And the best way to stay healthy is to not get sick. So here's where to start. Protect or improve your health from the inside out. Factory food and fast food continue to be major sources of internal contamination, which of course leads to declining health. People need to accept the fact that our bodies are being contaminated by substances in the food and beverages and work to reduce these sources of internal pollution. In case you're not familiar with the term factory food, it is the stuff that comes in boxes, bags, and cans. They're supported by very large advertising budgets and need a label. It's loaded with chemicals like color enhancers and flavor enhancers, anti-clumping agents, preservatives, and salt and sugar. Because without them, this food would be a gray mass of tasteless stuff in a pretty package. This is the stuff that contaminates the internal terrain of your body, which, as Béchamp predicted, hastens decay, sickness, and disease. On the other hand, real food doesn't have a label because it doesn't contain that stuff. It promotes health, longevity, and well-being. 400 or so years before the birth of Christ, Hippocrates, the often quoted Greek physician, is said to have written, "Let thy food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." There are other interpretations of the Greek that may be more to the point. They interpret his advice to be, your nutrition is your medicine. When that practice changed into let thy prescriptions be thy food, who cares what you eat, is anybody's guess. But it has changed. The medicine recommended by Hippocrates, nutrition, is a thing of the past. Boxes, bags, cans, and bottles have replaced vegetables, fruit, grain, meat, and water. And sure enough, just as Béchamp predicted, the body's internal terrain suffers along with your health. If this whole concept is hard for you to put your head around, it's because people have been programmed by advertising. Who can forget Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and Tricks Are for Kids with their colorful, sugary fun in a box and digging for the prizes? Or celebrities like Captain Crunch, Tony the Tiger, or the big guy himself, Ron, with his Happy Meals. Or better yet, today's ads for prescriptions with smiling people enjoying life, followed by 30 seconds of fast talk warnings that you can't understand. All these sound bites have replaced common sense. So here's the deal. No one is perfect, so do the best you can with your diet and your family's diet. Then fill the gaps with supplements. That's where we come in. NuPro offers you a plan to help break free and effective supplements to help fill the gaps in your diet without breaking the bank. If your objective is to protect your health, check out the 3-step plan. It's on the link below. If your objective is to improve your health, check out the Radiant Health Plan. There's a link there too. And if you want more details, order our book, Creating Radiant Health. I believe it's the ultimate handbook for the care and maintenance of your body. There's a link there too. I hope this information about the evolution of medicine has been enlightening. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video in this series where we will break down how the body works in common sense terms. It'll bring you another step closer to the world of radiant health. And please, don't forget your free chapter of Creating Radiant Health. It will provide you insights into your new world. So click on the link below. It's free. And be sure to share this page with your friends and family. Let them decide for themselves if healthcare is better than sick care. I have a parting thought. Do you remember what I told you about air, water, and land, plants, bugs, and animals? Add this to your list. Don't eat poisonous plants and bugs, stuff that comes in a bag, box, or cans, and hunt dangerous animals very carefully. See you next time when we'll be breaking down how your body works. Bye for now.